12 forgotten R&B soul hits from 1979 you need to hear again. Most people think 1979 was the funeral of the groove. They couldn't be more wrong. While the world burned their disco records, a secret revolution was happening in the shadows of the studio. We aren't just talking about oldies, we are talking about the high-tech, soul-drenched blueprints that literally invented modern R&B. From bass lines so lethal, they redefined the future, to vocal performances that changed the laws of seduction. These 12 tracks are the reason your favorite artists today even have a sound. Stop listening from the sidelines. If you want to honor the architects of the groove, hit that subscribe button and join the Black Excellence Legends family. Don't let the 99% walk away, be the 1% who keeps the soul alive. And the beat goes on. When the Whispers stepped into Studio Masters in Los Angeles in late 1979, they weren't just recording another dance track, they were engineering the future of urban radio. Released under Solar Records' Sound of Los Angeles Records, And the beat goes on serves as the definitive bridge between the fading orchestral grandiosity of disco and the stripped-back synthesized precision of 1980s R&B. At the heart of this transformation was producer Leon Silvers III, a visionary who understood that the next decade would belong to the groove, not the glitz. The track's most lethal weapon is its hypnotic, clean-tone bass line. Unlike the busy, slap-heavy funk of the mid-70s, this bass line is lean and repetitive, locking into a pocket that feels almost mechanical yet remains deeply soulful. This specific rhythmic DNA was so potent that Daft Punk famously sampled its essence decades later, proving its timelessness. Complementing the low end is a muted rhythm guitar that provides a percussive scratch, creating a syncopated lattice for the group's harmonies to float over. The Whispers, a veteran vocal group, brought a level of sophistication that younger acts struggled to emulate. Their delivery on this track is remarkably disciplined. They don't oversing or resort to vocal gymnastics. Instead, they utilize tight silk sheet harmonies that emphasize the song's message of optimism and continuity. Peaking at number 1 on the R&B charts and crossing over to number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100, the song proved that R&B could remain commercially dominant without relying on the frantic tempos of the disco era. It remains a masterclass in boogie, a subgenre characterized by mid-tempo grooves and the early integration of synthesizers, ensuring that even as the world changed, the beat indeed went on. Ain't No Stopping Us Now. In the spring of 1979, Gene McFadden and John Whitehead did something radical. They stepped away from their prestigious roles as the primary songwriters for Philadelphia International Records to claim their own spotlight. The result, Ain't No Stopping Us Now, became far more than a chart-topping single. It evolved into a socio-political movement set to a swaggering groove. While the industry was beginning to turn its back on dance music, this duo used the medium to address systemic barriers, racial ceilings, and the unyielding spirit of progress. Musically, the track is a masterclass in Philly soul's evolution. It centers on a legendary driving bass line that feels like a physical manifestation of moving forward. Unlike the escapist themes of the disco era, the lyrics were deeply personal, reflecting the duo's struggle for creative autonomy. The production is bolstered by high-energy hand claps and a gospel-infused chorus that invites collective participation. This call-and-response structure transformed dance floors into spaces of communal empowerment. The commercial impact was staggering. The song ascended to number 1 on the R&B charts and peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100, eventually selling over 2 million copies. Beyond the numbers, it was adopted as the unofficial soundtrack for Black excellence and perseverance across late 70s America. It captured a specific cultural vibe where optimism sounded like rebellion and the groove felt like freedom. Decades later, its status as a forgotten hit is ironic, as its DNA remains embedded in the victory marches of activists and the victory laps of athletes worldwide. It stands as a reminder that when soul music finds its message, it becomes unstoppable. The second time around. By October 1979, the R&B landscape was hungry for a new kind of charisma, one that combined street-smart style with studio perfection. Shalimar answered that call with The Second Time Around, a track that didn't just climb the charts, but established the solar sound as the dominant frequency of the era. Under the meticulous production of Leon Silvers III, the group moved away from their early Soul Train roots into a sleek post-disco territory characterized by precision space and an undeniable cool factor. The song's brilliance lies in its vocal chemistry. It features the effortless, high-fashion vocals of Jody Watley, the rhythmic ad-libs of Jeffrey Daniel, and the soaring velvet tenor of Howard Hewitt. Together, they operated like a high-performance engine. Musically, the track is built on a locked-in rhythm section where the synthesizer and the drums act as a single unit. This was the moment disco learned to breathe again, slowing down the tempo just enough to allow the groove to become heavy rather than frantic. It was the blueprint for the mid-tempo boogie sound that would dominate R&B radio throughout the early 80s. The commercial success was massive, cementing Shalimar as a pop powerhouse. The single peaked at #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and crossed over to reach #8 on the Billboard Hot 100, while also topping the disco/dance charts. Beyond the airwaves, the song became synonymous with the popping and locking dance movements of the time, largely thanks to Jeffrey Daniels' televised performances. The second time around remains a masterclass in how to transition an entire genre. It was sharp, timelessly replayable, and proved that R&B could be both a technical achievement and a universal party starter. Lost in Music. By August 1979, the world had already danced to We Are Family, but Sister Sledge was about to release something deeper, darker, and more hypnotic. Lost in Music is the crown jewel of their collaboration with the Chic organization, the legendary duo of Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards. While many disco tracks were designed for fleeting celebration, this song explored the concept of existential escapism. It wasn't just a song about dancing, it was a manifesto about surrendering one's identity to the rhythm as a means of survival. Technically, the track is a masterclass in the Chic aesthetic. It is anchored by Bernard Edwards' iconic chunky bass line and Nile Rodgers' chucking guitar style, a percussive staccato technique that creates a shimmering rhythmic lattice. Kathy Sledge's lead vocal is remarkably restrained, delivered with a trance-like quality that perfectly mirrors the lyrics. The production intentionally leaves air in the arrangement, allowing the repetitive swirling strings and crisp drums to create a sonic whirlpool. This was the moment disco evolved into something more atmospheric, laying the groundwork for what would eventually become house music in the following decades. Commercially, the song had a unique trajectory. While it reached number 35 on the US R&B charts, its true impact was felt in the clubs and overseas. It became a massive top 5 hit in the UK and a permanent fixture in the underground Paradise Garage scene in New York. Critics and DJs alike heralded it as a sophisticated evolution of the genre disco that was smart and obsessive. Today, Lost in Music remains a cult favorite, recognized as a pivotal point where pop music embraced the hypnotic power of the loop, proving that getting lost is sometimes the best way to find yourself. Haven't You Heard? By late 1979, the R&B world witnessed the rise of a true musical auteur. Patrice Rushen, a child prodigy and classically trained jazz pianist, released Haven't You Heard from her landmark album, Pizzazz. While the industry often relegated female artists to mere vocalists, Rushen broke every glass ceiling by writing, producing, and arranging the entire track herself. This song represents a peak of musical sophistication, merging high-level jazz musicianship with the infectious pulse of the dance floor. The track's sonic signature is its incredible balance of organic and electronic elements. It opens with a bright staccato horn section and soaring strings that feel elegant rather than excessive. Beneath this orchestral layer lies an irresistible, slapping bass groove that keeps the energy grounded in the club. Rushen's vocal delivery is the antithesis of the era's disco diva shouting. She sings with a silky, understated grace that makes the song feel like an intimate secret being shared. This refined approach paved the way for the Quiet Storm radio format and influenced a generation of neo-soul artists who favored musicality over flash. Commercial performance reflected its broad appeal. Haven't You Heard climbed to number 7 on the Billboard R&B charts and became a staple in international discotheques. It wasn't just a hit, it was a demonstration of technical mastery. The intricate piano fills and complex harmonic structures proved that dance music could be intelligent. Decades later, the song's legacy remains vibrant through constant sampling and its status as an anthem for feminine empowerment and creative autonomy. Patrice Rushen didn't just give us a groove, she gave R&B a new level of dignity. Star Love. By April 1979, the music industry was watching Cheryl Lynn closely. Having debuted with the monumental Got to Be Real, she faced the immense pressure of the sophomore slump. She shattered those expectations with Star Love, a high-octane explosion of disco soul precision that pushed the boundaries of studio production and vocal stamina. Released under Columbia Records, this track was an ambitious 7-minute interstellar journey that transformed the dance floor into a launchpad. The sonic landscape of Star Love is characterized by pure kinetic energy. It features punchy, aggressive horn stabs and swirling orchestral strings that create a sense of cinematic grandeur. However, the true star is Lynn's voice. She delivers a powerhouse performance, effortlessly transitioning from playful rhythmic verses to glass-shattering high notes that few of her peers could reach. The arrangement is a masterclass in tension and release. The rhythm section maintains a relentless 4-on-the-floor beat, while the cosmic sound effects and soaring harmonies give the track its space-age identity. It was music specifically engineered for the peak hours of a nightclub or the high-speed loops of a roller rink. Commercially, the single performed strongly, peaking at number 11 on the Billboard R&B charts and becoming a massive hit on the National Disco Action Top 40, where it reached number 1. While it may not have reached the same pop radio saturation as her debut, Star Love solidified Cheryl Lynn's reputation as a technical titan in the R&B world. It remains one of the most technically demanding disco tracks ever recorded, a vibrant reminder that at the dawn of the 80s, R&B wasn't just about the groove. It was about reaching for the stratosphere. Reunited. In early 1979, Peaches and Herb achieved one of the most remarkable resurrections in music history. After years of lineup changes and a fading profile, Herb fame teamed up with Peaches, Linda Green, to record Reunited for their album Too Hot. Released in February 1979, the track transcended the era's disco-heavy atmosphere to become a universal anthem for reconciliation. Written by the powerhouse songwriting duo Freddie Perrin and Dino Fakaris, the same minds behind Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, the song shifted the focus from the dance floor to the heart. The song's sonic identity is defined by its lush, understated elegance. Unlike the aggressive synthesizers and heavy drum machines beginning to emerge, Reunited relied on organic textures, a warm electric piano, a subtle guitar lick, and a sweeping orchestral arrangement that provided a soft cushion for the vocals. The magic, however, lies in the unison and harmony between Fame and Green. Their voices don't compete. They blend with a seamless, conversational intimacy that makes the listener feel like they are witnessing a private moment. It was the birth of the Quiet Storm Ballad, a sophisticated mid-tempo style that prioritized emotional resonance over rhythmic complexity. The commercial impact was nothing short of a phenomenon. Reunited performed the rare double crown feat, topping both the Billboard Hot 100 and the R&B charts simultaneously for several weeks in the spring of 1979. It sold over 2 million copies and earned a Grammy nomination. Beyond the stats, it became the quintessential wedding and reunion song for decades. It proved that in the middle of a disco revolution, a simple, well-crafted melody about human connection could still conquer the world. It remains the blueprint for every R&B duet that followed, proving that two voices in perfect sync are timeless. Do you love what you feel? By December 1979, the music industry was undergoing a radical sonic shift, and no one navigated this transition better than Rufus and Chaka Khan. For their album Master Jam, they enlisted the Midas touch of producer Quincy Jones. The result, Do You Love What You Feel, was a masterstroke of precision engineering. It took the raw, gritty energy that Rufus was known for and polished it into a high-gloss, aerodynamic groove that felt tailor-made for the upcoming decade. This track wasn't just a dance song, it was the sound of funk evolving into its most sophisticated form. The song's architecture is built on a locked-in rubbery bass line and sharp horn stabs that pop with clinical accuracy. Quincy Jones's influence is evident in the cleanliness of the mix. Every instrument has its own space, yet they all pulse together as a single unstoppable machine. However, the true lightning bolt is Chaka Khan's voice. She cuts through the dense production like pure electricity, moving from sultry, low-register verses to her signature soaring ad-libs. The track features a brilliant breakdown where the rhythm section breathes, allowing Chaka to demonstrate why she is the queen of funk. It was a declaration that soul music could be technically perfect without losing its visceral human heart. The success of the single was immediate and commanding. It hit #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and dominated the disco/dance charts, while also breaking into the top 30 of the Billboard Hot 100. It became a global club favorite from the underground lofts of New York to the discotheques of London. Decades later, its influence can be heard in the works of artists like Prince and Janelle Monáe. Do You Love What You Feel remains a pivotal moment in R&B history, the exact point where the street-level grit of the 70s met the high-tech ambition of the 80s, creating a timeless masterpiece of kinetic soul. You Know How to Love Me. In September 1979, Phyllis Hyman released a track that would forever secure her place in the pantheon of soul legends. You Know How to Love Me. The title track of her fourth studio album was a departure from her jazz-leaning ballads and a bold step into the shimmering world of high-gloss R&B. Produced by the hit-making duo James Mtume and Reggie Lucas, the song was a tactical blend of orchestral grandeur and dance floor magnetism. It didn't just invite the listener to dance, it commanded respect through Hyman's unparalleled vocal stature. The track's sonic brilliance lies in its layered complexity. It opens with a sophisticated string arrangement and a rhythmic guitar scratch that immediately signals a big city sound. Unlike the frantic energy of typical disco, the tempo is a confident mid-tempo stroll. This space allows Hyman's rich 3-octave contralto range to shine. She navigates the melody with surgical precision, moving from a warm, conversational lower register to powerful resonant peaks. The production features a lush horn section and a steady funk-infused bass line that bridges the gap between the late 70s Philadelphia soul and the early 80s Quiet Storm aesthetic. It was music that felt expensive, polished, and deeply mature. Commercially, You Know How to Love Me was a significant success, peaking at #6 on the Billboard R&B charts and reaching #12 on the dance charts. While it narrowly missed the top 40 on the pop charts, its cultural impact was far-reaching. It became an anthem for independent women and a staple in the burgeoning UK soul scene. The song's legacy is defined by its refusal to compromise musicality for commercial appeal. It remains a favorite for vocalists to cover, though few can match Hyman's unique blend of vulnerability and vocal power. It stands as a timeless reminder that true soul is as much about technical perfection as it is about emotional truth. What's the Name of Your Love? By October 1979, the Emotions were looking to evolve beyond the massive shadow of their 1977 mega-hit Best of My Love. For their album Come Into Our World, they relied on the visionary guidance of Maurice White, the mastermind behind Earth, Wind, and Fire. The result, What's the Name of Your Love, was a masterclass in transitional R&B. It showcased the group moving away from the soft-focused sweetness of mid-70s soul into a tighter, more rhythmic territory that signaled the high-energy sophistication of the early 1980s. The track's sonic signature is defined by its impeccable craftsmanship and rhythmic snap. Arranged by guitar legend Al McKay, the song features a popping rhythm guitar and a punchy horn section that feels like a precision instrument. The Emotions sisters Sheila Wanda and Jeanette deliver a performance that is a clinic in vocal layering. Their harmonies are so tightly knit that they sound like a single multi-tonal voice gliding effortlessly over a funk-driven bass line. The production favors a staccato feel where every note is crisp and every beat is intentional, proving that the group could thrive in a more aggressive, groove-oriented environment without losing their signature feminine grace. On the charts, the single reached #30 on the Billboard R&B chart. While it didn't achieve the massive pop crossover success of their earlier work, its longevity lies in its technical brilliance. It has aged beautifully because it lacks the cheesy gimmicks often associated with the late disco era. Today, it is revered by soul aficionados as a musician's track, a song where the arrangement, the timing, and the chemistry are in perfect, synchronized orbit. It remains a testament to a legendary group adapting in real time, to a changing musical landscape, proving that true talent is as flexible as it is timeless. You Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else. By April 1979, the legendary Philadelphia International Records PPR was at a crossroads. Known for the lush, symphonic soul of the mid-70s, the label needed a sound that could survive the digital dawn of the 80s. They found that sound in the Jones Girls. Their breakout hit, You Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else, produced by the iconic duo Gamble, and Huff served as a masterclass in sophisticated R&B. It managed to preserve the elegance of the Philly sound while introducing a sharper, more urgent rhythmic backbone that demanded attention on the modern dance floor. The track's sonic brilliance lies in its emotional contrast. While the music is a polished mid-tempo groove featuring shimmering strings and a steady funk-infused bass line, the lyrics tell a story of quiet fury and romantic ultimatum. Lead singer Shirley Jones delivers a performance defined by poise and restraint. Her voice is calm, but carries a razor-sharp edge, perfectly capturing the perspective of a woman who has reached her breaking point. Her sisters Brenda and Valerie provide silk sheet harmonies that wrap around the lead vocal, creating a lush wall of sound. This was the moment R&B left the orchestra pit and began its flirtation with the sleek synthesizer-heavy textures of the next decade, a perfect bridge between two eras of soul. Commercially, the song was a massive triumph, peaking at number 5 on the Billboard R&B charts and breaking into the Billboard Hot 100 at number 38. It also became a staple in the UK soul scene, further solidifying the group's international appeal. Today, the song is revered for its grown-up sensibility and its influence on future generations of female R&B trios. It remains a definitive example of how to record a breakup song that makes people want to dance rather than cry, a sophisticated, timeless gem that represents the pinnacle of late 70s soul craftsmanship. Turn Off the Lights. By mid-1979, the high-energy frenzy of disco was meeting its perfect antithesis in the form of Teddy Pendergrass. Released in May 1979 from his multi-platinum album, Teddy Turn Off the Lights, wasn't just a song, it was a cultural event that redefined masculinity in R&B. While his contemporaries were shouting over four-on-the-floor beats, Pendergrass and the legendary production team of Gamble and Huff focused on the power of the whisper. This track became the cornerstone of the Quiet Storm era, a format designed for late-night listening and deep emotional connection. The song's sonic identity is a masterclass in restraint and dynamic build. It begins with a sparse atmospheric arrangement, a gentle Fender Rhodes piano, a muted drum kit, and a subtle bass line that leaves immense space for the vocal. Pendergrass's performance is legendary for its patience. He starts with a vulnerable, husky baritone that feels like a private conversation before gradually escalating into a full-throated, raw expression of passion. The brilliance of the arrangement lies in how it mirrors the act of intimacy, moving from a tender suggestion to an overwhelming crescendo. It proved that R&B didn't need a fast tempo to be intense. It only needed soul. The commercial and cultural dominance of the track was absolute. Turn Off the Lights climbed to number 2 on the Billboard R&B charts and peaked at number 48 on the Hot 100, though its presence on radio was far greater than its chart position suggests. It became the definitive slow jam, influencing every male R&B vocalist from Luther Vandross to Maxwell. Beyond the music, it cemented Teddy's status as the ultimate sex symbol of the era, leading to his famous women-only concerts. Today, it stands as a timeless monument to the power of the voice, a reminder that in a world of noise, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is dim the lights and let the music breathe. The year 1979 was more than just a musical transition. It was the definitive foundation of modern R&B, crafted by visionaries who refused to let the groove die. From the synthesized precision of the whispers to the raw, intimate seduction of Teddy Pendergrass, these tracks at Black Excellence Legends showcase the sheer innovation of Black artists during a pivotal era. However, looking back at this incredible lineup, one question remains. Was 1979 truly the peak of R&B creativity, or did the shift toward digital synthesizers in the 1980s actually dilute the organic soul that made these legends great?